All right, we're doing the classic Timmy stop this morning. Get myself a coffee. Puis un grand café noir, s'il te plaît. Yes. Merci. Merci. Salut, bonne journée. Oh yeah. Hey, Dan. Okay, good. Okay. So, my name is Anthony Quirion. I am a professional baseball player with the Capitale de Québec. I was also affiliated with the Phillies from 2021 to 2024. Now it's the off season, so I'm working at Mark Lumber, making a bunch of bats. Normally, I'll start off my day. I check in with Alex. He's our go-to guy for a lot of the production stuff that we do here. He's got it set up for me this morning. We're gonna turn some bats for axe. We got our wood here. I'm gonna go turn on the air and then we'll get going. So let's go. This is my first time back in Quebec for a while. You know, when I was affiliated, I was spending a lot of the off-season portion in Florida. Past couple of years, I was in Australia. I was playing there to kind of stay active, stay ready for the season. This year was my first year in Quebec. So when I was looking for stuff to do, I reached out to Mark, messaged him on Facebook. I was like, hey man, I'm in the area. Obviously I knew about the product. I was using it for a while. So I asked him if they needed any help. And right away he was like, absolutely, I'm glad you reached out. We got some stuff for you, come through and then we'll show you kind of what we do here. And so I came on a little visit of the shop. Really liked it. And so I was like, perfect. Let's do it. Let's find a way to get that set up. It's flexible. The vibe in here is cool. Everyone's very passionate about what they do. They care a lot about the product. We've just built a cage too in the back that looks unreal. So for me, it's a 10-minute drive. So now I could go to the cages and hit, and it's 10 minutes away. And so after work, me and Julian, we've been hitting, getting after it, getting ready for both our seasons coming up. We just added a brand new machine as well to the whole setup. So when the bat comes out of the machine, we've got a bat that needs to go through the sanding process. So it comes out, and our machine is pretty good. So it feels like there's not much work to do, but essentially this is what it's supposed to come out. I don't know if you want to get closer to be able to see it. I don't know if you can see it on camera. We're trying to get everything nice and smooth and essentially getting it ready for the painting station. J'aime ses qualités, ses défauts. Quand je disais je t'aime aux autres, c'était faux. Petit verre de rhum, j'aime ses beaux. Je repense à quand j'étais pauvre, on veut changer de vie, changer de vie. All right, so fun fact, if ever you've seen a bat that says bone rubbed on it, what that means is, we use a metal pipe and basically apply pressure to the bat. And what that does is it compresses the wood fibers. And so I'd be going down and back. And then after that, I would finish the job with the 400 sandpaper, make it nice and clean. And then, the bat would be bone rubbed, which just means that it gets compressed a little bit quicker without you having to hit so many balls, before it gets to that point. I first started swinging Mark Lumbers when I played my first summer collegiate baseball season. So I was in the New England League back when I was fresh out of junior college. Mark had already established himself as like a super reliable bat and a really quality bat. So I hit him up and got my first bats. I honestly was hooked. I loved them. I think it's one of the best bats I've ever held. They feel good, they look great, and honestly, it's just really good wood. Why not use them? In doing this, if you get closer, you can see the name of, the client on every bill. And it's funny because I'll stumble across some bills that, it's guys that I played with for the Phillies. So right here we got Devin Saltaban. Met him briefly at spring training. Great kid. He's a stud baseball player. And he was using a specific model, so the ML5 model. And he wanted to bring his own kind of, tweaks to the model. And so we did. So essentially he wanted a bit of a smaller knob so that it fit better in his hand. The handle itself is a little bit thinner. And so now Devin's got his own model, a DS1 model. And I think it's pretty cool that I get to work on it, get to send it out to him just in time for spring training, watch him do his thing. Devin had a very impressive first year out of high school, hit 17 homers. I think it was across rookie ball in low A. Definitely a stud in the making, and we're all excited to watch him, develop as a player. At this stage of the process, we're polishing the bat.
getting it ready for its second layer of clear. So we're basically making it flat, and then once it goes back into the paint shop, it's gonna have that nice, you know, pristine, perfect look. We're at the, you know, the final steps of the process now, so we're just adding stickers. So depending on what the client wants, you know, we have all these colors, you know, in front of me. It's honestly up to the client. So get them on there, shirt as possible, make it look nice, and, you know, send that off. This, for example, we got a gold sticker, gold ring. You know, obviously the ring matches the sticker. Double checking that everything looks straight. And then we add our infamous Mark Lumber logo, and then it's gonna be off to the next stage. You know, in doing this work, I realized that there's actually a lot of craftsmanship to it. You know, I thought the whole process was automated. I thought machines took care of everything, but there's a lot of like actual human work behind it. So for example, you know, like you have to make sure that your grain is aligned properly. There's a lot of decision making in the process. As you guys saw earlier when I was sanding the bats, you know, depending on what kind of knobs the players want, you know, there's a certain way that you have to kind of approach that. So it's really not an automatic process. You know, there's a lot of, like I said, there's human decision making. And so it kind of made me appreciate that process a lot more than I used to, you know, just because I didn't have that awareness before.
You can get the biggest Chanel back in the store if you want it. I gave them the drill, they sucked it up, I got them on it. I bought a new Patek, I had the white, so I two-toned them. Taking these drugs, I'm gonna be up until the morning. That ain't your car, you just a Lisa, you don't own it. If I'm in the club, I got that 5 when I'm performing. The backhand just came in and all honest. Vibes galore, cute shit, they all on us. I'm from Atlanta where young niggas run shit. I know they hating on me, but I don't read comments. Whenever I tell her to come, she comes.
Sending the bats off once they're done. So we got Matt Wallner, we got Eddie J, 2 big leaguers, 2 studs. We're gonna make sure they're taken care of for spring training. So let's wrap these bad boys up.
Homie, j'ai plus rien à prouver à personne. J'arrive dans le game puis j'ai tué en mode random. Si t'es pas down avec ça, mon gars, c'est ça. On est pas pareil, on vient pas de la même. Ça fait des années que j'attends plus qu'on cesse. En mode avion, j'évite les shots comme Top Gun. I'm on a mission si jamais tu te questionnes. Faut carry one, j'gain ma money and dance. M'en viens tout pété, tell a friend. J'fais que des hits and I'll do it again. Copie dans les DM, mais jamais je ken. On checkera plus tard, ça valut la peine. Elle pensait qu'on rappait juste la fin de semaine. A manqué 2-3 épisodes à l'antenne.
Day is pretty much done. Last thing I'm gonna do is go check in with Alex, who you guys saw at the beginning of the video, ask him if we have anything else to do. And then if we're done, we're gonna jump straight into working out. T'avais-tu quoi d'autre à me faire faire ou?
Non, honnêtement, aujourd'hui, je pense que ça va le faire. La journée est bonne.
All right, parfait. Merci. All right, green light. Time to hit.
7070 Collins. We in Miami and we ballin'. She let dollar pull up, cause we mobbin'. Every time I'm in the city, we be locked in. Ay, locked in. Ball Harbor, take you shopping. Vicky Beach, we in the water. Free up, make it hotter. 2 a.m., we ended up at Live. 3 a.m., we like 4 bottles in. 4 a.m. and I know which girls I'm taking home.
The walk-off? Yeah. Oh, dude, that was the best baseball moment, you know, I've ever had, honestly. It was unmatched, especially in front of, you know, a ton of friends. I had some family that was there as well. So it was sick, you know, big spot. But, you know, that kind of prep starts here, you know, in the cage. Yeah. And, you know, pretty lucky to be able to do this every day. So that wraps up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching a day in the life video. Hope you guys learned something, and you know, I look forward to making your bats. So let's get it.